think probably Tang Hua will get a bit of an edge, given that he's starting the serve.
Already,
but who knows, you know?
Yeah, already both men perspiring. They've only been on the table for 15 minutes, and this is really going to be a mental battle as much as a physical one out there for these two. Be amazed if either man won it in straight games. That's into the net from Chang Ha, brings up game point. He won the first 11-9. Lucas Tan has a point on the Chang Ha serve to go 2 games to love up here in this early morning start of the 2018 ATT Singapore National Table Tennis League. Big point coming up in the context.
Holding my breath.
Can't convert. So now we're at juice. We thought we'd get at least one juice game, and it's come up in the second. Huge point in the context of this best-of-5 match here. This tie, if someone goes 2 in front, might be mightily hard to peg back. He's gone long off the net cord. It will bring up advantage Trang Ha, and he'll have a point now to try and claim the second game, and he'll be trying to do so on his own serve as well. Oh, great save, Lucas Tan. This time the backhand was the shot that Trang Ha couldn't handle.
That was a wonderful shot. A quick flick of the wrist in the backhand, and followed by another backhand. Very strong backhand consecutively by Lucas.
Oh, the net cord again. It goes long. Lucas Tan's going to have another game point to try and beat out off the Trang Ha serve. And he saves another with another rasping forehand that Chang Ha couldn't control.
I think Lucas will be trying to look at his earlier 2 mistakes, both off his forehand and hitting the net cord.
I think in this position you just want to force your opponent to try and win the point rather than give it to him on a plate. Both the service games have been very strong from both players here. It's another good serve, sets him up with a chance on the backhand and the forehand, and this time Chang Ha goes wide. And for the first time in this game, it will be game point off juice to Lucas Tan to go 2 up. Huge moment coming up for Safra 8. Oh, into the net it goes.
There was a fantastic change of strategy by Tang Hua. Long serve, forcing Lucas to send one to his forehand, and driving it back straight to Lucas' backhand. Fantastic change of strategy by Tang Hua.
Another game point. Tang Hua, having missed a couple of game points of his own, is now having to defend his second in 3 points. Point for Lucas Tan to go 2 up. Oh, off the net cord, he had a couple of chances there, but Tang Hua battled back brilliantly.
Tang Hua is really an experienced player, keeping the ball in play, trying to lure Lucas to make an error, and I think Lucas may be a bit hasty in his shots.
Again, his body language is all wrong here, Lucas Tan. I think he thinks his chance to win this game may have gone. Huge point again coming up. I wouldn't fancy Lucas Tan if he had to defend a game point in this one now. Crucial, he doesn't give Tang Hua the opportunity now. Let call cord. Oh, superb long-range work from both men, but it's Lucas Tan that cracks first. And for the first time in 6 points, it's Tang Hua now, who has game point to level this up at 1 apiece. Can Lucas Tan possibly battle out another game point against him on the Tang Hua serve? Yes, he can. And this time it was Tang Hua that was a bit hasty.
I think both players are trying their very best to win down this game, and displaying a little bit of anxiety in executing their shots whenever they see a good opportunity.
Well, we had a 16-14 was the longest game we had yesterday on this TV table. We're going to get more than that this time. It's going to be at least a 32-point game, this. And I don't think we've seen the last of the juice games in this match either, particularly if Tang Hua can come out on top here. Off the court and out it goes, and Lucas Tan, despite his frustrations of not converting any of the 4 game points that have come and gone already, has a 5th to go 2 up. Tang Hua on serve. Went for it big and went for it early, and again, was that the wrong shot selection for you, Bernard?
I think there was a very good serve from Tang Hua. He actually disguised his serve a little bit, and he imparted little or no spin to his service. And I think Lucas had a bit of difficulty trying to get that forehand into his backhand.
Lucas Tan into the net this time as we go to the 36th point in the game. What am I talking about? The 35th point we're now playing.
Maybe Tang Hua will try something different again.
Well, now it's, of course, game point, Tang Hua. Oh, and finally Tang Hua closes it out. The Safra A bench look to the heavens in disbelief. It's Tang Hua's game 18-16, but what a game. That was probably the highest quality game we've seen so far this weekend.
Indeed, indeed. My heart goes out to Lucas. I hope his teammates try to pick him up, as the battle will still continue.
He's still there.
4th game, I believe.
Yeah, still there, 1 each, and we're in for a real storming start to our coverage. Stay with us live in 11 Sports. It's the ATT Singapore National Table Tennis League 2018. We're back live then in the 3rd game. It's Lucas Tan in the far side of your screen in green and blue. He's come out firing here, isn't he? Tang Hua, the dependable veteran, the dour veteran in KTS red nearest to us. That's gone over. He's had a really strong start. Whatever your teammate said to him, Bernard, it's done the trick here because Lucas Tan has come out really aggressive. So, really good start here for Lucas, Bernard. Oh, he's been caught out with a spin on that ball from Tang Hua. Still, though, with a couple of points lead. I don't think either player, he was 3 points clear at that point, Lucas. It's been so close, I don't think either player has opened up a 3-point lead in any of the games so far. It's the first time that's happened. Can he go 3 in front again? Nice disguising of the serve, and it opened up the table for that forehand that left Tang Hua with no chance.
There was a fantastic sweet forehand down the line for Lucas. No response from Tang Hua.
He's come out in this third game, mean and moody, Lucas Tan, and at the moment is seeing into success. And a 4-point lead all of a sudden. Well, the level these two players are playing at, it's hard to concede that any player could come back from 4 points adrift. But as you mentioned yesterday, Bernard, this 11-point format, a 4-point lead can dissipate so quickly.
Yep, that's absolutely right. In this 11-point format, a 4-point lead in any game is really a small lead. And at this quality of play, I think it's very easy for a player to come back. Being 4 or 5 points down is not a big problem sometimes.
Well, he was imperious on his own serve in the last rotation. Lucas Tan needs another big 2 service points here. The disguise was great on his previous service point. He's opened up the table again, and that is definitely becoming Lucas Tan's go-to repertoire in this match, isn't it? The short serve onto the Tang Hua backhand, and then it opens up the other side of the table, and he has that forehand that goes across the line. And another 3-point lead. And again, movement there to open up to enable him to take the forehand was brilliant there. It had to be spot on because he opened up the whole table for Tang Hua if he could have got anything on that at all.
Well, I had the same response when I was training with Lucas at the club. He was really too good. His movement off the court and on the court, really fantastic, whether it be like training or in competition.
He's definitely in the driving seat here, but he needs to get to that magic number of 10 to try and build up multiple game points as a drone flies overhead. Well, I'm not sure that's going to be allowed. The microphone will be on shortly to get that down. What would happen if a ball went high and hit that and came back down? What is the ruling on that, by the way? Has that ever happened to you, a table tennis ball going high up and then hitting a drone?
It will be a replay because it hits something that's foreign object.
This time, Tang Hua forces the mistake out of Lucas Tan, but Lucas only needs 2 points now, with Tang Hua 3 adrift to take this third game. And now he does bring up multiple game points. He's got 4 of them, and crucially, when he's got 4 game points in the bag, Bernard will have 2 on his own serve at least.
I think Lucas will make the cut for this one. He seems focused enough.
Well, the first one is saved by Tang Hua, and he's still got 1 more to save on his own serve before 2 on the serve of Lucas Tan, whose service strategy in this third game has been absolutely superb. That's what's driven him on here. He's managed to fashion some space for that forehand off his own serve on multiple occasions, and he'll have to try and do it again. 2 game points have come and gone, but now 2 on his own serve. Tension is palpable here on table 18, the TV table, right in the middle of this incredible arena where table tennis is being played across 34 tables, 92 teams and 1,000 players, and Tang Hua has somehow saved 3 game points. There is still 1 more to go, and what a time to take the timeout. Do you agree with that? And it's a timeout call by your team, Bernard, Safra 8.
Yeah, I think Tang Hua has gotten back too close at 9-10. I think Lucas needs a breather and refocus and maybe break the rhythm of Tang Hua coming back so strongly. Since he has taken a 10-6 lead earlier, I think Lucas will be keen to close out this game and will be looking at a change of strategy.
Huge point coming up here. Huge point. But I think you're right, Bernard. It's just that break. We saw it yesterday. The timeout seems very insignificant, only being 60 seconds, but particularly if you just lost 3 points, important points on the spin like Lucas has, just gives you a chance to catch your breath, and when you come back fresh to the table to get that serve absolutely spot on.
Sometimes I think the coach calls for a timeout also to break the rhythm of the opponent.
And can the player call the timeout or someone on the bench? Who is it that actually
Either
informs
one.
the other?
Either one.
So has anyone ever called a timeout on you, much to your disappointment? You didn't want a timeout called.
Yes, and you could tell the umpire you don't want to go. You do not want
can.
the timeout if you are the player.
So it's the player's final decision. Fourth game point to go 2-1 up here. Lucas Tan tries to open up for the forehand again, but the backhand surely was the natural shot there. The movement not enough to turn round to enable him to place that forehand where he wanted. And Tang Hua's now saved 4 game points and has a service point here on Juice to bring up the first of his own. Second consecutive game that's gone to Juice. And he will get a game point of his own, and you fear for Lucas Tan in this situation, Bernard, don't you?
Indeed.
I'm
very worried.
You start to think that if he was to lose this game, he might start believing his best chance is gone. Oh, and he has, and you have to hand it to Tang
Great
Hua.
comeback by Tang Hua.
Superb to take it 12-10, and all of a sudden Lucas Tan, having had 4 game points to go 2-1 up, trails 1-2. Stay with us, what a game we have here. So back then for this 4th game, Bernard, we're just talking there in that brief break off mic, and you think Lucas needs to start strong here. If he gets too far behind here, it could be game over.
Well, I like to think that Lucas definitely has the ability to bounce back, but I think he needs to control his emotions much better and stay focused on the game and try to win this one out and force the rubber.
Well, certainly in terms of the psychological stakes, Tang Hua very rarely shows emotion, and to have the mental strength to save those 4 game points. We talk about Lucas Tan's mental weakness in that situation, but it was just as much Tang Hua's mental strength, wasn't it, to play no mistakes table tennis and ensure you made your opponent win the game as opposed to hand it to him with a ball going into the net or some such.
Indeed. I think Tang Hua has been a solid player for many years now. Very dependable.
Oh, where was that table tennis from Lucas Tan in the last game, in the final points? And this was crucial that he didn't get too far behind early in this 4th game, and he's done just that. I'm already getting the feeling this match deserves going to a 5th game, doesn't it? This tie's been so high quality. This time Tang Hua, I think, is all over this Lucas Tan forehand that's won him so many good points already. Oh, that was sensational backhand down the line. That was a pure reflex action, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. Tang Hua was really good.
And that's the first time I've seen a bit of emotion from Tang Hua. He actually smiled there.
Yes. Perhaps, and therefore that will be a good thing for Lucas, because he may have relaxed a little bit.
Let's hope so. Well, Lucas has clearly got the game here, but has he got the mental strength? Oh, lovely forehand. Absolutely no chance for Tang Hua to get to that. Just caught in 2 minds there, wasn't it? That he took that shot right in front of us, and you can see there was a moment's hesitation where he thought about the placement that let him down. He still leads in the 4th game, though, 4-3. Oh, net cord for Tang Hua to get it back to 4 each.
But it seems that Tanghua has now put ahead on the fourth game to 6-4 and took the last 2 points on Lucas's serve.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Safra A here, but there's some really enthralling counters to come. Very quickly, because I know you'll probably have to leave us at some point to prepare for your singles match. How do you see the doubles match up next game between Yang Hai Tian and Sen Yufei and Max Tay and Dominic Ko? Who would start that one favourites for you?
I would like to think likely this would be a small advantage to Safra A, because both Max and Dominic has been in the Singapore youth team training.
And that also sums up what's great about this event. That's very much a youth against experience matchup as well. Yeah. Incredible scenes here. I mean, we were talking about yesterday on the other lower divisions. I saw a couple of girls that were no more than 11 or 12 playing two pension age gentlemen yesterday in a doubles match on one of the outside tables. It was great to see table tennis for all ages here and everyone having a fantastic time. Meanwhile, while we've looked forward to the doubles and maybe written this game off as being over in this set,
and Lucas has come bouncing back, yeah.
And not only that, he now goes 8-6 in front. I mean, a player Lucas Tan, if he was to get the win here, would it be one of the biggest wins in his young career?
I would like to think so. We've been trying to battle hard to beat Tanghua someday, somehow.
Maybe Tanghua's turn, as you mentioned earlier on, after that smile to take his foot off the gas. More frustration from Lucas Tan. It's happening right in front of us as well. He still has the point lead though. Huge second service point on this rotation for Tanghua. My word, what a point that was. Lucas Tan did brilliantly reacting to the net call, but Tanghua with another smile gets it back to 8 each. That was superlative, Bernard.
That was top quality table tennis.
8 each. Can Lucas Tan take us to a deciding fifth? Or is Tanghua now going to power on to victory? Well, it's Lucas Tan that edges ahead again.
That was a very good backhand by Lucas. Plays it well.
Right into the mid-drift of Tanghua.
Yes.
Which is I'm assuming that's the hardest shot for the table tennis player to have when it's heading for the belly button.
Yes.
You've got to try and get it out of there somehow. This time off the net cord though. We're going to go to another deuce game, are we? Already had 2 of the 3 games going to deuce. We've had 4 games of table tennis. 18, 38, 38, 68, 90 points in less than 4 games of table tennis. That's astonishing. It goes long and it's brought up match point. Only one of them, but it's match point nonetheless for Tanghua. And it's a match point he will take on his own serve, and we've seen how good his service placement's been on the big points. Lucas Tan leaving a lot of table open here. Oh, what a play. Lucas Tan pulls up the big shot when he needs it. And we're at deuce.
And we're now at deuce, and I think Lucas fancies his chances, I think, at this deuce.
He's going to have to save another match point now, though. And again, the way the service has fallen, it will be match point on Tanghua's own serve. He dealt with the serve brilliantly in the last match point he saved. This time, it's a bridge too far. And Lucas Tan, despite playing some exceptional table tennis, has gone down against the excellent Tanghua, who wins 9-11, 18-16, 12-10 and 12-10. Lucas Tan will be bitterly disappointed, but great signs for his future there.
I think Lucas has tried his best in this game, but Tanghua played an excellent game, especially in the third game when he came back down from 6-10 and took the deuce. And I think maybe KTS has a slight edge now in this matchup. Hopefully the Safra A team, the doubles, with Max and Dominic coming up, will be able to try and level the match for us.
Okay, stay with us. This big doubles match coming up. KTS take the first rubber by 3 games to 1. So here we go then. What a great doubles game this promises to be. Youth against experience. The youth of Safra A on the far side with Max Tay and Dominic Ko. On the near side, Yang Hai Tian, and the double SEA Games silver medalist from the 2000s, Sen Yu Fai. And I just had a chat with Sen Yu Fai, who's known as Raymond. I asked him how old that table tennis bat was, and that paddle is only apparently 4 years old. It certainly seemed plenty of service to look in that state after 4 years, but it served him well. No question about that, and the experienced pair from KTS take an early lead. You can see Bernard Tan now quite rightly sitting with his team ahead of his singles match, which is up next. Bernard Tan will take on Liu Tian. Quick fire 2 points from the Safra A boys, and they pick up another on their really aggressive play. Well, some great table tennis early on in this opening game from the youngsters here. Tay and Ko. They're racing away to an early game lead against a doubles pairing that contains one man with 2 silver medals from the SEA Games in his bag in the men's doubles and the men's team event for Singapore back in the early 2000s. And already, Tay and Ko in a really strong position to close out this first game. But a word of warning, Lucas Tan closed out the first game against Tang Hua 11-9. And ended up going down by 3-1. And poor old Lucas Tan, I can see him pretty disconsolate sat there at the moment. Two righties against the left and a right. The left-hander, Sen Yu Fai. Got it back to 8-6, the experienced pair, but still 2 service points for the Safra A team now to try and close out the game. And the forehand is working very well at the moment for them. That one goes long though. It's a easy enough shot. I think he was just caught in 2 minds there whether to go for placement or power. You've still got the advantage here. It'll be 2 points on the Yang Hai Tian serve now to come. Tay and Ko have a quick chat. Can they fashion out this point to give them 3 game points? Given an opportunity by Sen Yu Fai, but they cannot take it, and the gap is back down to 1. They go long, well, just like that. What looked like it was going to be game points to Safra A. The experience of Yang Hai Tian and Sen Yu Fai have given them an opportunity now. If they win both points on the Tay-Ko serve, it'll be first game and first blood in this doubles to KTS. So that's a hit the bottom. Quizzical look at the table there from Sen Yu Fai. I know that it was a spin. Brings up the first game point of the match to Safra A and Max Tay and Dominic Ko, who take their time here. Good smiling faces, these youngsters, very enthusiastic. Can they put this away? Great get, and Yen Si Fai cannot get there, and it's the first blood and the first game to the youngsters by 11 points to 9. The same scoreline though that Lucas Tan won the first game against Tang Hua before going down 3-1 in an absolute epic first blood Safra A, and we can see Bernard there, the elder statesman of this Safra A team, absolutely delighted with that, as Tang Hua on the other side for KTS has words with Yang Hai Tian and Sen Yu Fai. Another close game in prospect here. You're watching live on 11 Sports, the ATT Singapore National Table Tennis League 2018, brought to you by the presenting sponsors ATT Systems, as well as platinum sponsor Teach House, gold sponsor Copytron Table Tennis Club, and our silver sponsor Anson. Great sport here down at our Tampines Hub Community Auditorium. 34 tables simultaneously in action across 6 divisions. 1,000 players in 92 teams. Marvellous stuff. So, trailing by a game to love. Yang and Sen take the first point in this second. So, Sen Yufai on serve, leading 3-love in this second game, having lost the first. They've opened up a big lead here. Max Tay that time with the error. Dominic Coe, his partner, now on serve. Looking to get off the mark in this second game. And they do, as the shot from Yang Haitian goes straight into the net. And they wanted a net there. Yes, the ball came briefly across, so a let given. Dominic Coe on serve, and Dominic Coe is long, and very quickly the KTS pair have opened up a commanding lead here. Yang Haitian on serve. Went for the big shot and got the big shot. Well played, Dominic Coe. Slowly clawing their way back into this second game, the Safra A pair. Remember, the stakes are incredibly high as Dominic Coe's power again gets another point on the board for Safra A. The context of this matchup between KTS and Safra A is huge. Whoever loses here in this best of 5 rubber matchup can kiss goodbye realistically to their chance of winning the crown. Whoever wins has still got a shot at glory. And of course, if Safra A were to win this matchup, we'll see them on the TV table a little later on at 2 p.m. is the scheduled start time for their matchup against Sunsport Elite, the defending champions and red hot favourites. Scheduled for 2 p.m. and if you have to leave the screen, do try and join us at 2 p.m. Singapore time, because that promises to be an absolute classic. Another close game here. Every single one of the games so far, and we've played 4 of them across the opening 2 rubbers, have gone to a margin of just 2 points. 6-all. Just can't get their noses in front, having clawed it back. They trailed 5-1, remember, early on in this game. Dominic Coe on serve. Sen Yufai got a paddle to it, but it goes long. Back to the Yang Haitian serve. Ah, beautiful backhand. An acknowledgement maybe that wasn't intended, but it hit the edge. And Max Tay gets the point in the bag, and for the first time, and crucially late in the day as well, Safra Ace pairing go in front in this second game. Already leading 1-love. Chance to open up a 2-game lead here, and they're now stretching away. The KTS pairing at the moment struggling to live with the youthful exuberance of Tay and Co. Ah, well put away. Really well put away from Max Tay. 3-game points for a 2-love lead to Safra A. Up against a pairing including a 2-time SEA Games silver medalist. And they get it done It's 11-7. And Safra in a really strong spot now to level this up in rubbers 1 each. Well, it's not unusual that the team that are under pressure take the longest to make the turnaround, but Tang Hua was having serious words there with Yang Haitiang and Sen Yu Fai before the restart here. It's no mistakes from here on in for the KTS pairing if they're going to get the rubber in the bag here. They trail 2-love. We've already been playing an hour of table tennis this morning and the standard has been very high, and Nick Cord helping Dominic Coe to win the first point of the third game. Another net cord. Nothing going right for the KTS pair here. They managed to, in double quick time, get it back to 2 each. Remember, next it's the singles. My co-commentator Bernard Tan in action against Liu Tian of KTS. Bernard looking to pull off an upset there, which if it stays like this here, an upset would give Safra A the edge in the best of 5, but you get a feeling it's all going to come down to the final rubber between Zhang Zheng and Ben Kun Ting. And they won 4 straight points to get it back to 4-2. But now they're trailing. Remember, they trailed by 4 points in the previous game before storming through late to take it 11-7. They won something like 7 out of the last 8 points in that one. They're going to have to come from behind again here. Both teams still with a timeout up their sleeve. I've no doubt that it'll be taken at some point by KTS. I think they're going to lose this doubles matchup. Gap now 3 points. That's long from Sen Yu Fai. Frustration for the KTS pairing. Gap's back down to 2, and this in the previous game was where Safra A put on the turbochargers and stormed through to take the second. And are they about to do it again here to take the rubber? Well, look at that. In a blink of an eye, they've made up the 4-point deficit. Now it's 7 each. It's a carbon copy of the previous game. And in the previous game, they won the last 4 points to an 11-7. Look at this. Tay and Co storming through again. Have Yang Haitiang and Sen Yu Fai got any answers? Is the timeout going to be taken? I think it might be if they lose the next point. Which they do. Well, still no indication they're going to the timeout. They could be facing match points very shortly. And they are. They're facing 3 match points. What a performance this is from Max Tay and Dominic Coe. 3 match points for a 3-love win in the second rubber to tie it up. First one saved. Second one saved. Surely they're going to get this done now. Yang and Sen deep in conversation. They've got one more match point to save. It's on the Safra A serve, and they get the job done. Brilliant table tennis from Max Tay and Dominic Koh. They beat the experienced pairing of Yang Hai-Tian and the two-time SEA Games silver medalist Sen Yufei. 11-9, 11-7, 11-9. Marvellous stuff, and the big matchup between KTS and Safra A. Remember, the loser in this matchup can forget any chance of taking this Division 1 title here at the ATT Singapore National Table Tennis League 2018. It's tied at 1 each, with Tang Hua beating Lucas Tan in the opening singles and Max Tay and Dominic Koh picking up the opening doubles for Team Safra A. Stay with us next. It's singles action. Liu Tian against our very own Bernard Tan of Safra A. We'll enjoy the warm-up, then come back to you with live commentary at the start of the next one. So here we go then. Welcome back to the live coverage of the big matchup between KTS and Safra A. It's Liu Tian of KTS in the red, Bernard Tan of Safra A in the blue and green. Two experienced players here, battling it out with these scores tied at 1-1 in the rubbers. Bernard falling behind early as these two players try get back into a rhythm. Bernard gave away a cheap point there, straight into the net. Liu Tian, who would start this match, I think, but Bernard's had a mission favourite. Bernard's having a tough time dealing with his serve at the moment. Great serve itself from It's nice to see Bernard and his teammates still for the smiles. Bernard lets out a war cry before the start of this second game. It's Bernard Tan, if you're just joining us, in the green and blue. For Safra A in the red, it's KTS's Liu Tian, who took the first game 11-5 and is off the mark first in the second. See if Bernard can get a better handle on the Liu Tian service in second game. His own serve, to be fair, Bernard, is causing Liu Tian a lot of problems. These aren't long rallies in this game. Great to see the camaraderie, and even though he's under pressure here, Bernard being able to manage a smile. Cordon long, Bernard getting a little bit frustrated now. Not much margin here for error. Good deception that time from Bernard, gets it back to 2 each. Raises a round of applause from his teammates. And that one into the net from Bernard. Ball's gone the other side, gents. The match umpire almost getting off his chair to redeem the ball. Let called. Quite a late call. Big points now. Bernard, with his struggles on the Liu Tian serve, really needs to win as many service points as he can. And he's won another one there to bring it up to 3 each. Lovely forehand from Liu Tian. Gets him back in front. Ball's lost again. It's going to come all the way through to Liu Tian at the other end of the table. He on serve, 1 more to go. Bernard asked for a moment to gather himself. Such a devilishly disguised serve this from Liu Tian. And it's the service that really is seeing him clear here. Leading 1-love and 5-3. And now Bernard really needs to win both these service points. If he loses both of them, you fear the worst. And that is excellent anticipation from Liu Tian to win the first of them. And he wins both, and this is where you really do worry for Bernard. He's got to get something off this Liu Tian serve now. 2 points in this rotation. His service bamboozled Bernard thus far. Let call on that occasion. Will he mix it up now on the second attempt? Another let. Third time's the charm. Went shorter there, and Bernard crucially does get a point on the Liu Tian serve. Still trails 7-5. You get a feeling this one and the next 2 service points for him are an absolute must in the context of this second game. And he can't do anything with another tricky Liu Tian serve. It brings up 4-8. It's 10 on serve. And it's just getting away from Bernard at the moment. Of course, every point can still be precious. It's so close at the top of the table. Admittedly, Sunsport Elite still red-hot favourites to win the crown, but so close behind. You can count back, and the number of points won and games won could come down to the equation at the end of it for the minor placings. Remember, it's $2,200 to the winner of this in Division 1. A prize not to be sniffed at. Another game point. The umpire had to raise the hand there, thinking the ball was going out, but it didn't. It eventually doesn't. It works in Bernard's favour. Still 5 game points to try and save, though. Yes, we talked about the prize money yesterday, didn't we? 2,200 for the first place team, 1,000 for the second, 600 for the third, 500 for the fourth, 400 for the fifth place team in Division 1, and 300 for the sixth. As the game goes, the second game goes by 11 points to 6 to Liu Tian, and he's 1 game away from giving KTS a 2 rubbers to 1 lead. And the question is, can Bernard find any kind of answer to the Liu Tian serve that's giving him all kinds of problems at the moment? Stay with us. So must-win game this for Bernard Tan. In the blue, it'll be Liu Tian to serve first, and that service is causing Bernard so many problems at the moment. Ah, what a forehand that was. The most aggressive shot he's played in the match so far, and it wins in the first point of the third game. So he managed to share the points on the first rotation of Liu Tian's serve, and he wins the first and second points of his own serve. So this is a much better start for Bernard in game number 3. Can he breathe new life back into this rubber? Bernard opening up an impressive lead in this third game. Liu Tian now only 1 point on the board so far. That came on his own serve, the opening point of the game. And that's another for Bernard, who opens up a 5-1 lead in this third. time it's long from Bernard, and that 5-1 leads very quickly evaporated to 5-4. And Lucian has another service point to try and level it up at 5 apiece. Goes long low. The aggressive shot making that saw him storm to victory in the first 2 games, not working as fluently in game number 3. And that called 2 big service points now for Bernard Tan. Win them both. He's a red hot favourite to take this to a 4th game. He's lost the first though. Bernard's been pegged back, but he's clawed himself in front again. Second service point in the rotation for Lucian, which he's levelled up too many times for Bernard. He's given Lucian cheap points to serve, just confounding him and ending up in the net more often than not. What a point this is, though. Great reactions from Lucian, and he takes the lead for the first time in game number 3. And with an opportunity now to win the second point on the rotation of Bernard Tan's serve, which he does. And now has 2 points in his own serve, where if he wins both, he'll win this one in straight games. And the timeout has been taken by Team Safra A. It brings up 2 match points. He only needs 1, and Bernard Tan is beaten in straight games by Lucian, 11-5, 11-6, 11-8. And KTS take a 2 rubbers to 1 lead and need just 1 more rubber to win the match. Pressure's on Safra A now to keep their title hopes alive. It's all down to the next doubles and the final singles. And next in the doubles is Li Ming Cheng and Wu Jai Ki against Shaz Jimin and Daniel Wong, before Zhang Zheng of KTS and Bai Kun Ting of Safra A contest the closing singles. Going to be a big finish here in our opening match on day 2. Stay with us. So we're back live with coverage in this crucial doubles rubber between KTS in the red and in the blue and green. It's Safra A. Representing KTS here, it's Li Ming Cheng and Wu Jai Ki. The old righty and the lefty. And it's Zhang Jiming and Daniel Wong. For Safra A. Two-one early lead, make it a 3-1 for the KTS team. Remember, if Safra A lose this rubber, the match will be gone. They're trailing 2-1 after wins for Tang Hua and Liu Qian, and a doubles win for Safra A for Max Ta and Dominic Ko. And their chances of winning the title will be up in smoke, and it will almost make the game that's our first TV match on table 18 at 2 o'clock, a moot point. Oh, that was a great get, but really well put away by Safra A. High quality table tennis brings us to 4 in the opening game. Oh, opened up well there. It's going to be Li Ming Cheng on serve. Return goes long, but there was a let call. That was a return where the spin, I think, just took the ball off the bat and up and over. It's 6-all. There'll be another close encounter, this by the looks of it. Into the net, and they're just edging away now, the KTS pair in this opening game. Big pressure on Zhang Jiming and Daniel Wong. No mistakes can be afforded now. And that's brought up 3 points on the spin for the KTS team, and 2 big service points now for Safra A to try and stay in this opening game. Oh, great get from Wu Jai Ki. And it was Wu Jai Ki's reactions that have won that point. It's 3 game points now for KTS. One save, but now 2 on the lethal Li Ming Chen serve. And it's put away brilliantly by Wu Jai Ki. Nothing that Jiming and Wong can do. And it's first blood in this crucial doubles to KTS. They take it 11-8. So second game, it'll be Li Ming Cheng to get us underway. First game went the way of the KTS pair by 11 points to 8. It's a rubber that Safra A must win or their title hopes will be up in flames here. So a really strong start this from Safra A. They've come out the blocks firing here. Zhang Juming and Daniel Wong. Daniel Wong ready to receive from Wu Ji Ki. Oh, that was into the net from Zhang Juming. That's long. So Daniel Wong on serve. This is a really strong start. Safra A, knowing how important this game of doubles is, having lost the first game, have no intention seemingly of losing the second, and they're into a 7-1 lead. That was great work from Zhang Ming there. Li Ming Cheng to serve. Zhang Ming just trying to arc that round to the edge of the table. Teammates all watching anxiously. We've got this big 7-2 lead, but they need to follow it through now. Crucial. Couple of points coming up to try and put the game to bed. Oh, lovely shot via the net cord. He puts a hand up. There's Daniel Wong to acknowledge his fortune. They're streaking clear here. What a turnaround this is. They looked in all kinds of trouble in the first game, eventually losing at 11-8, but now 2 points away from levelling this tie up. Oh, and that was great work from Zhang Jungming to bring up a massive 8 game points. Surely they cannot throw this from here. We're set for 1 game each. Oh, lovely. Delicate play from Daniel Wong and confirms the game by a huge margin of 11 points to 2. And now it's Li Ming Cheng and Wu Ji Ki's turn to try and work out what went wrong as they talk to teammate Tang Hua. 1 game each here. So 3rd game with Daniel Wong to serve to get us underway. Can the Safra A team continue the stunning form they showed in the 2nd game? 11 points to 2 is the biggest game-winning margin we've had across the matches this morning. But it's a strong start with 2 points on the Safra A serve for KTS, with Li Ming Cheng, his forehand proving too hot to handle. Daniel Wong's delicate play, not for the first time, brings up a big point for Safra A. role reversal in this game so far. Daniel Wong goes long, and this time it's KTS streaking away with it. And of course, a win in this game would take them to within one game of winning this crucial rubber that would give them an unassailable 3-1 lead with 1 to play. Into the net from a frustrated Zhang Jungming. And it looks already like this third game may be going away. It's as one side that as the previous one was towards the Safra A pairing. And Daniel Wong misjudges that serve. And that's just too good. Ultimately, from Wu Jai Ki, 8-1. Well, they're on target to dish out an 11-2 of their own here. They finally get a point back on the board to make it 8-2 after good reaction work from Zhang Junming. I think Li Ming Cheng thought he'd done enough to win that point, but not so. 2 service points now, though, for the team in red. And they lose the first. So it won't be an 11-2, but can they get any closer than the 5-point margin it is now? Not with a net core working against them like that. And it already looks like it's going to be booked, this one, for 2-1 to KTS. Seven game points on the way. KTS incidentally still have games to come against New Century. And the KTS games that are still to come as that game goes down 11-4 in favour of KTS. Just to confirm the KTS fixtures that remain after this, because a win in this match would give them an outside shot at the title. They need Safra A to do them a favour by beating Sun Sports Elite. But KTS have Safra 2 in their second morning match, and they have Safra 1 in their first game of the afternoon before they actually finish with us on the TV table, which will be interesting if they win here, of course, because they'll play New Century, the sure-handed New Century. So still plenty of table tennis left in this Division 1 title race just yet, although Sun Sports Elite, the longer it goes on, the longer they look to be very, very strong favourites indeed. Stay with us, the fourth game of this doubles match up shortly. So, can Safra A respond to that third game like they responded to the first? Or are Safra A's hopes of the crown about to go up in flames here? Bernard Tanner, concerned spectator, my co-commentator with his team unit over there on the top right of your screen in blue, currently looking down at his phone. He needs Zhang Junming and Daniel Wong to really step up now. Ah, beautiful shot. Beautiful shot by Zhang Junming across the table to give them the edge in the fourth game. Lovely attacking play that time by Woo Ji Ki, and they're edging ahead again in this fourth. Oh, lovely rally, and it was great work from Daniel Wong that's won that point for Safra A. There was nothing that Li Mingcheng could do there. Too long that time by Daniel Wong. And they're still looking quite relaxed, Zheng Ming and Daniel Wong, but the reality is the race for the crown could be over unless they can turn this round quickly. Timeout called by Safra A as they try and turn this round, trailing 3-6 in the fourth and 1-2. So the timeout hasn't got the immediate desired effect. They're 4 points away from victory now in this game. Cheng and Ki. That one goes long from Zhang Zhengming, and it's looking very bleak at the moment for Safra A. Their title hopes in Division 1 are about to be extinguished, I fancy. Service point given up very cheaply by Daniel Wong, and that could be all she wrote. There's still the singles rubber to come that they will play between Zhang Zheng and Bai Kun Ting, which promises to be a cracker, but it might be a moot point in terms of anything other than countback scoring. This will solidify KTS's position probably as the main challengers to Sunsport Elite. It's a win that will take him to second, and it will leave Safra A battling out for minor placings only. 5 match points for the team of Li Mingcheng and Woo Ji Ki. Zhang Zhengming and Daniel Wong threatened a major comeback when they took their second game 11-2. But they've got a massive job on now, still 4 match points to save, both of them now on the Woo Ji Ki serve. Net call called. And they've managed to save another one, now 3 left. And now the timeout comes, maybe wisely called by Tang Hua, the leading tactical light for KTS. They've got 3 more opportunities to close this out, and they'll try and do so immediately after this timeout. So they've seen 2 come and go. 3 more match points for KTS. Only 2 more now. This will be a sensational comeback from Wong and Zheng Ming if they can take this to a 4th game. or a fifth game I should say. How improbable is this? Surely they can't save another two. Daniel Wong with 2 more service points that he needs to win, and they've won the first for Zhang Zhengming. Well, one more. And what must be going through the mind of Li Mingcheng and Wu Jiaqi? What's going through their mind is that they've won it. They've won the fourth game by 11 points to 9. They win the match 11-8, 2-11, 11-4, 11-9. And that means KTS are guaranteed the 2 points from the win against Safra A. It propels them up to second, and Safra A now will wonder what might have been. Their chances of winning the crown all but extinguished. Up next is the singles matchup between Zhang Zheng from KTS and Safra A's Bae Kun Ting. First time we've had a chance to see him on the TV table this weekend. Stay with us, live in 11 Sports. It's the 2018 ATT Singapore National Table Tennis League Championships. So it might only be a dead rubber, but we can still look forward to this. And it should be a fascinating clash between two players, both playing in red. On the far side, it's Zhang Zheng of KTS. Near side, Baek Ting. Expect this to be a very high standard game. Baek Ting, of course, not seen much of him. He was unavailable yesterday, but he's back in the mix today. Whereas Zhang Zheng, we saw in fine form yesterday. All the points going with serve at the moment. Oh, what a magnificent shot that was from under the table from Zhang Zheng. So the pattern of service points continues. Being played at a very quick pace, this one. Baek Ting to serve. And another point goes with the serve. It's the first break in that pattern, and it gives the advantage in this opening game to Zhang Zheng. Oh, that serve was just too good. Opening up now is Zhang Zheng in this first game of this final singles rub-up, with a match already won by KTS 3-1, courtesy of wins for Tanghua, Liu Qian in the singles, and then Li Mingcheng and Wu Jiaqi in the doubles we just saw. The sole win for Safra A coming so far from Max Tay and Dominic Coe. A marvellous performance to win in straight games in the doubles. Our next match after this, incidentally, will follow immediately following the conclusion of this one. And we're looking forward to seeing on our main TV table before the lunch break Safra 1 and the Sun Sports Junior 2 team. That was scheduled to start at 11 AM, so we'll be running a little bit late. Clawing his way back in slowly is Baek Ting. It's the first point I think he's won against the serve so far. Can he win another? He needs to. If he does, of course, it'll be back on serve. Unable to do so. An acknowledgement from Zhang Zheng that he enjoyed the luck of the net cord there, but he's 2 points away from taking the first game. Lovely service action of Baek Ting, like a golf swing. And it's a service fault in the end. He'd like a mulligan on that one. 5-game point, Zhang Zheng. He's going to need at least 2 of them. 2 of them, though, on his serve that's been so difficult for Baek Ting to read so far. Oh, the loop from Baek Ting there, but met equally brilliantly by Zhang Zheng. And the ball's actually dropped to my feet and is still spinning. So 11 points to 6. Zhang Zheng takes the opener in this final singles rubber that will determine whether KTS beats Safra A 4-1 or 3-2. But interestingly, despite winning the first game, it's Zhang Zheng that's taken longer on the turnaround here. Baek Ting to serve, trailing love 1 in games. And the first point against the serve for Zhang Zheng. Both the players' serves are really tricky to read. Oh my word, what a rally this is. Oh, sensational stuff. Great point from Baek and Ting. Rally of the match so far. Baek and Ting go to win aggressive early there, backfired. Big service point coming up. Can he keep this second game on serve? He needs to. Serve again, just too much for Baek and Ting to handle. Still in front 4-3 though in this second game. This was the period in the first game though where Zhang Zheng turned on the turbo. Unable to do so there, so he's almost 2 mini breaks ahead here. If he can win these 2 points in this service, he'll be set to make this one each. And that was long from Zhang Zheng. So now Zhang Zheng back into this, though Baek and Ting now. If he can win this service point, it'll be all square again at 6-all. Too long. We're at 6 apiece now. Baek and Ting being really tested here by an excellent Zhang Zheng. You can see already the Sunsport Junior 2 team standing by to play. Seen son of Safra 1 yet. I'm sure they'll be in the vicinity shortly. My first chance, I believe, to see Safra 1 on the TV table so far. And just like that, Zhang Zheng, as he did in the first game now, is beginning to pull away. Took the first game 11-6. He's 8-6 up in the second, having trailed up until just prior to this point. And he's pulling away once more, and Baek and Ting looking a little bit downcast. It's just not happening for him. That's 5 points on the spin he's lost, and he now faces 4 game points, the first 2 on his own serve. Saves 1. Unable to save another though, and that's the second game in the bag for Zhang Zheng, 11-7. And he's 1 game away from a straight game win and what would be a convincing 4 rubbers to 1 win for KTS. A real hope led by that man standing up with a towel around his neck, Tang Hua. So third game, Zhang Zheng to serve, trying to win this in straight games. Reminder, it'll be Sunsport Junior 2 against Safra 1 up next. Just going long there, Bekenteng. He's getting increasingly frustrated with himself, I think, here. Just not gone his way, but Zhang Zheng has had the answer to all the questions that Bekenteng has posed, and he has played well at times, particularly in the early stages of the second game, but just unable to pull clear of Zhang Zheng at any stage. And when it comes to the big points late in the game, Zhang Zheng seems to have all the answers. He's trailing here, though, 3-1. I think that 4-1, great table tennis. Slightly confusing with Bekenteng playing in red. I'm told that's this year's Safra team jersey. The team that we've seen hitherto this point playing in green and blue, because, as Bernard just told me, they have got to play 4 games today. So obviously a change of jersey will be required at some stage. So when we see them later on, Safra, I'd imagine they'll be playing in red. And again, just as he did in the previous 2 games, after a strong start from Bekenteng, Zhang Zheng is coming back into this. And again, Bekenteng, having opened up that 5-1 lead, has lost 3 points on the spin, and he's got to face another one on this difficult Zhang Zheng serve. Are we set for 5 each? No, we're set for 6-4. What a shot that was. The forehand straight down the line from Bekenteng to keep his hopes alive of taking this to a 4th. Trying to compose himself. Goes with a relatively high ball toss and wins the point as well to make it 7-4. But now will come the acid test. Effectively, the game is back on serve here. He leads by 2, just Bekenteng, but he's got 2 Zhang Zheng serves to deal with, and it was exactly this point in the last game where Zhang Zheng just went through his shot repertoire and pulled away to make it 2-love. This time, though, one off the edge. Bekenteng takes him to within 3 points of taking us to a 4th game. Let called on that serve. Not too many times Zhang Zheng has lost both his service points on the rotation, but he does here. So 2 massive points, well played by Bekenteng. Gives him the service rotation. If he wins both his service points, he'll take this to a 4th. Oh, he got caught out there in 2 minds. And they've all bounces twice. Still in a good position though. Fancy want to win this point though. And it's gone long, and it's 9-7. Zhang Zheng now taking over on serve, so 7-9. And if he wins both these service points, Zhang Zheng, surely there's no mental recovery from that from Bekenteng. Must break once here on this rotation. Well, this is the crucial point now, isn't it? If he brings up 10-8, you think he'll close it out. If it gets back to 9-0, surely Zhang Zheng is just going to finish the job. He went for it big, he went for it early, Bekenteng, and it backfired. And now, having led by 4 points at 9-5, it's 9-0. And a chance for Zhang Zheng on the Bekenteng serve. And he's going to bring up match point. What a stunning comeback this is in the 3rd game from Zhang Zheng. Bekenteng unable to put him away when he had the KTS man on the ropes. And this will be it for a straight game win and a 4-1 in rubbers win to KTS against Safra. Job done. Shang wins in straight games, 11-6, 11-7, 11-9. KTS beat Safra A by 4 rubbers to 1 and are still in the hunt, KTS, for the overall title. For Safra A, it's what might have been, and they will have to contend for a battle for minor honours. Stay with us. Very shortly coming up on our screen court is the second morning sessions match between Safra 1 and Sunsport Junior 2.